This is the plaintiff, Lori Susan O'Hara. She says she dated the defendant for 8 years. Looking back, it was a long 8 years indeed. The guy had no ambition. He's like 52, going on 19. Since she already had 2 children and didn't need another, she threw him out. This got him quite upset. He owes her a whole heap of money for things like rent and a cell phone, for crying out loud. Well, the buck stops here. She's suing him for the $1,349.84 she's owed. This is the defendant, J. Lawrence Coatson. He says he and the plaintiff had a pretty rocky relationship, and she even threatened him from time to time. In fact, the woman drove him plumb nuts, so he stopped seeing her. He has no idea why she's suing him now, because he never officially lived with her, never promised her anything, and he thinks the judge is going to see right through her and rule for him. He's accused of not acting his age.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
Lori Susan O'Hara?
Yes.
You are suing J. Lawrence Coatson?
Coatson, correct.
For $1,349.84 that you say he owes you in rent, cell phone bills, and medical insurance payments that he refuses to pay. Okay, tell me your tale of woe. How long have you known this gentleman, and what was your relationship with him?
I've known him for 9 years. We dated for a little over 8. The first couple of years was kind of, he was still married, waited several years for him to get divorced. She knew about it. I mean, it wasn't a situation where she didn't know about me. They were living separate lives, but technically on paper they were. I know.
Wait, just stop. Was he living with her in a household?
In his own room. Did his own thing.
Is that accurate?
Correct.
So your wife, your ex-wife, and you, I assume she's an ex?
Correct.
Yes,
Okay.
she is now.
Lived in the same household, leading separate lives openly for how long and why?
I stayed there for my son.
How old was your son?
Well, he's going to be 16 now. He was.
But you both just said, you do what you want, I'll do what I want.
Well, it wasn't like that. You know, we didn't have people come to the house. I had my own room on the other side of the house, and we just went our same ways.
Did your son notice that it was a little weird?
Yeah, he understood. He grew to understand more, and that's when I left.
Okay. So what happened?
We dated for a while.
Wasn't that weird with your ex-wife? Like, what did you guys?
We were really good friends.
Yeah, you didn't hate each other.
No, not at all.
She knew me.
I thought you said you weren't bringing people over.
Well, no, she knew me. She knew we were dating. I mean, she knew they were living separate lives.
Right. I'm sure this has absolutely nothing to do with the case, but I'm fascinated. But I'm fascinated.
But if you want the history.
Okay, so then what?
So we waited. He left and got a room with a friend of his. And it was always our intention to move in together. And he stayed over my house, 4 or 5 times a week. And we had tried it a couple times, and he'd stay over.
Tried what a couple times?
Kind of living together. He'd come over for like 2 or 3 weeks, and things would get hectic, and he'd go back to his little man cave. Or when his son came over, he had his, he had that room that he went to, and his son would stay with him over there. But in July, we decided, okay, let's really give this a try. And it's been long enough. It's been 8.5 years.
Oh, after only 8.5 years, you were actually going to...
I'm a very patient woman.
Apparently. So go ahead.
So we had said in, July that he was going to give notice to his man cave, and he would move in as of September 1st. Come September, he moved in, and October came around, and he wasn't really showing any signs of moving the rest of his stuff in. He had been there the entire month, but I could see there was a hesitation still. So I asked him, is this really what you want in this relationship? And he was like, no, not really. So I was like, all right, well then, we gave it a try. Let's just go our separate ways.
And was he upset?
I don't know. I didn't see him. That was the last time I've seen him. The following day, since he was on my cell phone plan, I had looked at his cell phone calls, and he had sent like 30 text messages to a woman that we had discussions about prior. So I suspended his phone.
Without reading the text?
No, you don't need to be sending someone 30 text messages. And
But didn't you want to read the text?
I had no way to read the text.
Oh, honey.
I know.
It's your phone.
But, well,
It's your plan. Listen, there's only one reason that a woman puts a man on her plan. It's not to help him out financially. It's to have control. So all you got to do, who's your provider?
Verizon.
All you got to do is call Verizon and tell them you need a transfer.
But did it really matter what they said? You know, the fact that he sent...
I'd love to see it. Apparently,
I did ask
I am not as patient a woman as you are. I would love to see it. So, all right. So you see that and you figure out this is why he's uninterested, and then...
So I suspended his phone. He did contact me, and I kind of felt bad because he does have a son, and if something happened, that's really the only way.
So you reconnected it?
I did. I did. But I said, you've got 2 weeks to get your phone off my plan. And at the end of 2 weeks, when he had gone to the cops about his ring, because he wanted his ring back, I wanted my money back, we were kind of in a standoff. It was at the end of my billing cycle, and I said, you know what? That's it, I'm done. So I suspended his phone again, and now I'm subject to a $240 cancellation
fee. Do you have
fee.
the proof of the cancellation fee?
I haven't canceled yet because I don't have the $240 to cancel. So technically, I had to unsuspend it because you can only suspend it for a certain amount of time. So actually, the phone is still active right now.
Yeah, but I need to see proof that you're being charged $240. How are you going to prove that?
I have my bills from his phone being on there prior.
All I need is proof of what you're saying. I need proof of the $240. Do you have a letter from Verizon? Because
No,
it's different amounts to
them.
cancel depending on how far into the contract.
I have on here how long he had left on his plan, and
All
it was
right,
based
give me
on
what
that.
you do have so that I can try to figure it out. So you're suing for the phone bill that he didn't pay, because at that point he hadn't paid 2 months, right?
He hadn't paid 2 months.
You're suing
and
for
we
the
were going into a
cancellation
third
fee.
billing cycle.
You're suing for rent for September?
September for the month that he had said he was going to live there.
How much is your rent?
Plan. My mortgage is $2,700.
But he was only paying $700?
Correct.
Okay. Tell me about this medical insurance that you're suing for.
As part of my company, I'm allowed to insure my domestic partner. And the premiums, what I charged him was the difference between what I paid normally for me and my children. And then when I added him, the difference was the $50 every paycheck, every 2 weeks.
Okay.
So
and
that's
you could
what
drop
he
him at
paid.
any time?
Yes.
So why didn't you just drop him?
To be perfectly honest, I knew he had an appointment in November, and I felt bad.
These litigants were dating. Weirdly, he was still married and still living in the house with his ex-wife. But the plaintiff says after years, she had it with the dude because he was a slacker and a cheater. Let's listen.
You felt bad for the guy who you think was stepping out on you?
I know.
It wasn't.
What happened here?
Where do you want me to start?
I don't even know.
On the 2nd of October, we broke up.
Who broke up with who?
We both decided it wasn't going to work.
Were you stepping out on her with this other
Not
woman?
at all. She was a business acquaintance.
So why'd you text this girl 30 times?
We were talking about business.
She says that you owe her rent for September.
Correct.
Okay.
But I didn't
Did
live
you owe
there.
the phone bill that she says you owe?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And what about the cancellation fee? Why wouldn't you owe that?
Well, the day she canceled my phone, the 2nd that night, I do a lot of business online. I need my phone. The 3rd, I
Well,
went out
that's
and
why
got
you need
another
to pay your
phone.
bills. You hadn't paid your bills for
I'm sorry?
2 months.
Well, we got in this fight in October, so I only owed her for September.
What do you think the woman's going to do with your phone bill when she sees 30 texts to a girl she's already been telling you she's concerned about, and you're 2 months behind in paying?
Well,
Is it a big
this thing
surprise to you
started.
that
This
that
court
made-
thing started, so I was waiting to get to court. She has a ring of mine. All I wanted was the ring back, and she would have got her money. She was blackmailing me
What
for
are you
my
talking
ring.
about? Why don't you give her money and then you get your ring? She's blackmailing you. You wanted the ring back. Not only the ring, she had a bowling ball, right?
Oh, yeah,
And I
none of
gave
that
him the
mattered.
bowling
Hold
ball
on,
back.
hold on.
I gave him the bowling
None
ball
of that
back
mattered.
on
It
the
was the
provision
ring.
that he
Wait a
paid.
second, because I read all the Facebook messages back and forth, right?
Okay.
Are those texts or Facebook messages?
Facebook messages.
Facebook. Oh my Lord, I love Facebook.
too.
You know, it's great. It's horrible for my children because any stupid thing they say is out there, but it's fabulous as a judge because any stupid thing you say is out there. I didn't see that. You say, I didn't see the deposit. Please do this before our call with Verizon. What deposit?
To put his phone, to switch his phone. I was going to hold the phone until he paid me my money.
What do you mean? You mean the payment? What do you mean by deposit?
To give me the money he owed me.
For the phone. Okay.
Yeah, give me the money that he owed me.
And then he
I would
says,
release
don't
his
blank
phone.
with me. You make the call, I'll make the deposit. I'm done blanking around. I'll get a new phone tomorrow and my stuff Saturday. I'm sorry, but you've been dictating this relationship since day one. I will pay you after the phone is switched over. And you say, blank you. No way. Then you get nothing back and no number.
I just wanted my ring.
It's my stuff. I'll get it back. Not without my money. Okay. And if I don't have it by Saturday, I'll just shut it off again. No big deal. You get nasty when you drink.
I wasn't drinking that night.
And he says, I'm not drinking. Okay. You have some ring of his and you're holding it hostage. Why? Because he hasn't paid you.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. Well,
It was a mutual exchange.
did the police ever get involved?
Yes, they called me.
And what happened?
I told them the same thing. He'll get his ring when I get my money, and they
And
said,
they didn't
well,
say to you,
well,
no,
they
no,
said
you-
it was theft. And they said,
Right.
it could be considered theft. He thankfully didn't press charges, or he would have his ring, and I'd be here
Just wanted
without
a
having his
mutual
ring.
exchange.
Silver bracelets? All right. What about this medical insurance stuff? Have you made any of those payments in order to have medical insurance?
As soon as I get my ring, yeah, I've paid her in the past,
No,
monthly.
but you didn't pay her in September. You didn't pay her in October. You have appointments you're going to.
Right.
And using the insurance. Why would you not pay her?
Well, she's going to get the money. I just want my
No,
ring.
but I mean, it does. You're not understanding.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry.
Welcome back to the People's Court, Harvey Levin here. So, suppose that you guys are getting divorced and you have a 7-year-old son and you want to be near the son. Would you ever move into the same house and stay in the same house, rather, with your ex in order to be close to the kid? Would you?
Yeah, for sure.
And you would start dating other people, no problem.
Yeah, no problem as long as both parties are happy with that.
Are both parties ever really happy with that?
Probably not, but I would be.
Okay, what about, staying in the same house, dating other people, you're watching your ex-husband date other people, would you do it to be close to your kid?
Absolutely.
You could coexist under the same roof.
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Who couldn't?
I couldn't, I'd let him date, but he couldn't bring her home.
Oh, good. Okay. Thinking, going inside the courtroom.
Do you understand that all she had to do to be vindictive, and not even vindictive, all she had to do, she had a perfect right to do, is cancel you?
Yes, I do.
And then you'd have no insurance.
I understand that.
Clearly not, or you would have paid September and October and November, because a normal woman would have canceled you. So I'm just sort of wondering how you think the way you think.
Well, September, I paid in October.
Right.
But I just wanted the ring back. So when I got the ring, I would have given her
So
the money.
you're not going to give her the insurance money. It's not like you're
Well, no,
giving her
she's gonna
something that's
get it.
hers. You're giving her something to pay for you for your insurance.
I owed it to her. I owe her the money. I just want my
How
ring,
do you
Your Honor.
not just cancel this guy and let him float on his own? When is he ever going to grow up if you don't?
Sometimes.
Why are you such an enabler? Why do you pick men like this?
Sometimes
is every
the
man
heart
you
and
ever
the
picked
head
in your
aren't in
life
the
like
right
that? No,
spot.
but stop. Is this a pattern with you?
No. The heart
No?
and the head just weren't on the right page.
I mean, I understand, you're infatuated, but this is 8 years of this.
I know.
So,
But we had always gotten back together, and I guess there was something in me that thought, at the time.
that thought what?
I don't
If you
know.
want insurance, you got to pay for it.
I know, I asked for it.
So why
That's
didn't
why
you
I
just
filed.
cancel him?
That's why I filed.
Did you actually use the insurance in November? You actually went to doctor's appointments in November?
Yes.
Have you
I
canceled them
planned
now?
on paying her, Your Honor.
What?
I planned on paying her. I just wanted the ring back. I just wanted a mutual exchange. It was simple as that.
No, it's not simple. It's anything but simple. You're also suing for some sweater from Paris for your daughter. What's that? You just added that today?
No. When I was on my business trip, I bought his son a sweatshirt from Paris. It doesn't fit him, so I had asked for it back. I just don't want him using it as a dust cloth if my daughter can use it. I mean, I would like to get it back.
Why? That's a gift you bought his son from Paris.
It doesn't fit him.
Tough. That's silly. Is that a good sound for you or a bad sound for you?
What sound, ma'am? Your Honor.
That.
I don't know. Sounds like I'm getting my ring back. That's all I wanted.
Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. You got the ring with you? Let me see. You have it on your finger? Lady, listen. Cancel the phone. Cancel the insurance today.
It is. Yeah.
Okay. The insurance is canceled too?
As of today's last day.
Great. What's the big deal with this ring?
It's a 300 ring from bowling, something I'll probably never do again.
Did you counterclaim for the ring?
I did when I spoke to people.
You didn't counterclaim for the ring? You're this lazy? You didn't counterclaim for the
I
ring?
didn't realize I had to.
You didn't realize that to get the ring back, you have to counterclaim for it? I don't know. I have half a mind to just give her the ring back. Honey, you want to get rid of the ring?
He can have the ring.
Okay, fabulous. Unbelievable. You owe this lady $1,299.84. That's the rent, that's the cell phone bill, that's the cancellation fee, and that's the medical insurance that you saw fit to use. That's my verdict.
Thank you.
Hold on right there.
Let's talk to the defendant first. He comes out of the hallway here. You have your ring now?
Yes, sir.
That's the ring? That's your 300 ring?
That's all I
Now-
wanted back.
Okay. This whole long relationship with her, there she is. You had something going for such a long time. This means more to you than all of that?
No, not at all. Not at all. I just, wanted my ring back and she would have gotten her money.
Mm-hmm. And what about your history with her? Where does that stand now?
I don't know.
Would you still like to have a relationship with her?
I still love her, yes.
What do you think is going to happen?
No clue.
All right. right that way.
Thank you.
All right. Being a pushover is not really that charming, I mean, it's not that cute, really, that you allowed him to walk over you like that.
I know, but I loved him.
Did you hear what he just said?
I did. It breaks my heart.
You loved in the past tense, or?
I'll always love him. There'll always be a spot.
What is it about the two of you?
I don't know. I don't know. The head and the heart just don't always agree. I know in my head it's wrong, but the heart wants what it wants.
Okay, let's go to Harvey.
Okay, I got to tell you something. I've done the People's Court for a long time. I mean, I may look 22, but I'm not. And I will tell you clearly that if you become a cash register to the other person in a relationship, especially at the beginning, if you become a cash register based on what I've seen in the People's Court for many, many years, this relationship will end badly. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.